Hi, Nell. How's it going?
Hi, how's it going?
So, you've been researching a topic,
Yes, the Bermuda Triangle.
and I noticed that you've started to take some notes around the Bermuda Triangle. Can you just talk a little bit about your notes and your note taking strategy?
Well, first I just tried to find out all the theories that there were, just to get a gist about what maybe could be happening there. And then later I was thinking about narrowing it down to what I thought was the most, I don't know, probable cause. So I was gonna narrow it down and then take facts on that one.
So, once you started uncovering information around your topic, you noticed that it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So, you want to just kind of narrow down what you're thinking about. So, is this your only page of notes that you have so far, or do you have other information?
Um, I have only a little bit other, but not really.
So, do you have other information on other pages?
Just
So you have some facts and a little bit of theories.
yeah.
So one thing I want to talk to you a little bit about today is that, we've been talking about some powerful note-taking strategies. And, a lot of them we've already covered in our class because we know that once we start collecting information and we start researching, the topic just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're right to be able to think about narrowing down your topic would be really important. And sometimes as we're writing fast and really kind of collecting all of your notes, sometimes we get to a point where we just start collecting and collecting, and then we realize that we've collected information across multiple texts or multiple resources, but we really have only been recording those ideas and that we really haven't stopped and connected those ideas. Big ideas around those notes that we have. So here's a student, right, that has collected a whole bunch of information around the topic. But what I want to teach you is that at the end, after he has all these ideas around his big topic, actually kind of came up with an idea on his own that he can use to connect those ideas later so that the information collected becomes your information, not just the idea of the authors. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to leave you with this artifact. And so one thing I would have suggested to this author, and I would suggest to you as a writer, is that you collected all this information, but you want to record and really cite where you got it from, because I know you went across multiple web pages and you went across multiple books kind of thinking about your theories, but you really want to cite where you got that information as you're collecting those notes. And then as you're collecting, really kind of thinking about like a main idea or theme, and really explain your thinking. So as you start to flash draft and come up with some bigger ideas on your pages, when you're finished and you pick one of these ideas or things that you're thinking about, cite where you got it from, and then sort of come up with some type of big idea on your own after you've gone across those multiple pages. Does that seem like something you could try?
Yeah, that could definitely help going along too.
Okay, so how are you thinking about structuring your notes tomorrow? What would you do? Which one of these ideas would you pick? What would that look like? So I'm just going to put your notes under here. And so what would that look like on this page? So let's pick one of these ideas that you think is plausible and talk to me about where you might put that and what that might look like. We don't really know what your big idea might be, but how are you going to structure that moving forward?
Maybe some.
Which one would you pick?
Maybe hurricanes, because there are a lot of hurricanes in the Bermuda Triangle. So maybe you could have a big idea.
Okay. So you would where would you put that on this page? So let's just pretend.
The top.
So you put hurricanes or weather patterns on the top of that,
Maybe.
And then what would you put underneath it?
Maybe.
What would you do? What would your next steps be as a researcher?
Bullets, maybe some facts or things around it.
And citing those ideas as well. So you would put your big idea at the top, maybe citing some things, putting note-taking fast, and then down at the bottom here, what would that look like?
My ideas, maybe.
As you're connecting across. Okay? So tomorrow when we meet, or in the next couple days, the next time we meet, I'm gonna ask you how this went for you, and you can show me how that works in action, okay?
Yep.
Great. Notice that at the end of the lesson, I really asked the student to think about the explicit instruction and then model for me what that learning would look like live. That gives me an opportunity to just quickly see what the student understood and what takeaways were important to the student, so that there was an additional opportunity for me to provide some clarification and to be sure that when the student was independent, that they were able to engage in the work. So this is an essential step and something you really want to think about after we've modeled something for students, to have them sort of be in that role-playing mode, so that they can experience the learning themselves, and you can see that transfer into independence.